Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my gosh, I'm running late this morning. I just got my curlers out of my hair. I'm running around. I received a letter in the mail. Good morning, by the way, everybody. Who all's in the chat? Good morning, Inca Love, and good morning, Jilly. Um, oh, good. I found it. It's right here. I had a letter I wanted to do mail call today, and I was running around like crazy trying to find the letter. I tried to do mail calls, and I'm trying to just like streamline it, and we'll do a mail call and our coffee chat at the same time. My coffee's not even ready. It's still brewing. I'm done with my first water of the day, though. How's everybody doing? Say in the chat. Let me know what you guys are up to today. Good morning, Roberta. Oh, that water's gone. That's no fun. Good morning. Good morning. It is, and I have to grab my coffee in a minute because it's cold. The wind chill is -20. So it is a chilly, chilly morning here in Iowa. It's not very windy, which is nice, but it's chilly. The eagles have flown by already this morning. I saw them out the window earlier. I was going to make every effort to actually have my computer set up in the craft room. I was going to try to be up in the craft room today because I had something I wanted to do while we were all chatting, and I'm just going to have to save that for next week because I just ran behind. If you are a content creator, I wanted to give you a little heads up on something. This is one of the reasons I was kind of delayed this morning. Good morning, Mountain Grandma Tammy. How are you? I'm here but working and on a meeting, so I will miss some of what you say, but I will try to participate when I can. Don't you worry about it. You do the best you can. Freezing your breasticles off, right? I know my feet are cold this morning. The floor is very cold in the house this morning. And the chickens they're all still in the coop. They don't want to come out. We open the door so they can come out. They want nothing to do with it. But I'll tell you this, and I'll go grab my coffee. If you're watching us on Saturdays, if you're watching Papa Jim and I on Saturdays, we're putting funds into a cupcake pinata for a trip coming up. And one of the destinations is Mackinac Island. So every so often, good morning, Lisa. At Yogi Hollow Farm. I want to make sure everybody knows who I'm associating names with in case they need that information. Yeah, it's cold. I know Lisa said that her place at Yogi Hollow Farm was -23, -20 here when I woke up this morning. Good morning, Heather Lynn. Welcome. So I've been watching little travel videos, get tips and tricks about what to do when we go to some of our destinations. So I was watching something on Mackinac Island this morning. So this is for content creators to take into consideration. The video I was watching this morning had the automated closed captioning pop up. So it was putting across a screen everything he says, and I need to check this for myself. So good morning, Gwen, Brooke Cowgirl. So I was watching this guy and he's talking about buying some little train tickets. And he said something like, oh, you have to go over here and I don't know if I can get the train tickets. Well, when he says, I don't know if I can, in the closed captioning, it full on spells out the F word, ing, effing, the full thing in big bold letters across a string. I don't know if I can effing get tickets. And all he was saying is, I don't know if I can buy tickets. But it took that little bit and the closed captioning put the whole dirty word all the way across his. I don't know how he's not been hit by YouTube somehow. Anyway, so I wrote on his thing, I commented, I said, hey, closed captioning is punking you. Well, then I watched the rest of the video and he was walking and he says, oh, it's getting really dark here. I don't know if I can get back. Oh, there it is again. It says it's F dark. It's like he's not even cursing. But closed captioning is taking his very innocent wording and turning it into full-on curse words on his closed captioning. So if you get a chance, if it's something that you're concerned about, you might want to check some of your videos on a format where it lets you see closed captioning, or check to see if you have closed captioning up. Not sure if I have closed captioning for all of my videos. Maybe some of my videos, I'm going to check that. Because the last thing I want is, if I'm going to curse, I want to do it intentionally. I don't want closed captioning making it up. You've seen that multiple times, Roberta? Yes. Thank you, Lisa, for the reminder to hit the thumbs up. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. So I let him know he's got a couple of F-bombs on his family vacation video. 61 degrees in Massachusetts. That's lovely. Good morning, Tiny Tim. So let me jump up real quick. I didn't even barely have time. I got my hair out of my curlers. You guys would be proud of me for that. So I got showered and watched a couple videos this morning. But I haven't even had my coffee. I did have a chaffle. If you guys don't know what chaffles are, they're really nice for my low carb issue. It's a common issue across the board with all of closed captioning. It's a nightmare. Yes. Good morning, Ben's over Acres. So if you guys will excuse me for one moment, let me go grab my coffee real quick. I'm just going to take the camera down because I need it. I need some coffee. I'm back. Okay, that didn't take long. Did everybody keep everybody company while I was gone? Oh, look, I got my little cup. Wrap your mitts around two hot chicks. I love this one. It's funny because the other day I was at the coffee station where we make our coffee. And there were all these little sticks. And I said to Papa Jim, I said, where did all these come from? He goes, oh, I ordered a packet of 1,000 stick little stirrers for our coffee. So why'd you do that? There's a drawer right here with spoons. And he goes, I like the sticks. So we've got little sticks everywhere. Yum. Okay. So how was everybody's weekend? Here we are, the middle of the week already. It's gone quite quickly. Your son, beautiful. I think my sons would love to hear that they're beautiful, but thank you. I will take that compliment. I appreciate it very much. I'm very proud. My second boy just bought a home. It's his second home. They sold their first home, which really was a nightmare from the minute they got it. I don't think they were in there a month before they had issues with the sewer from the street backing up into their house, like a foot deep of sewage. I don't know. They had to replace everything. They were out of their house for almost a year. So they got that all done. It took like a year for the insurance company to get everything fixed. They sold it. They've been staying in a fifth wheel. They bought a fifth wheel and living in a fifth wheel for 9 months or so, but they just bought a new home. So it's a very beautiful home, and I wish them many happy years there. And it was funny because we found out that now Lisa knows this. Lisa knows this. I've been talking about making sure we prioritize things here in our YouTube world, right? Making sure we don't get so sucked into YouTube that we put other things on the back burner that we shouldn't. We need to prioritize. And one of the things that I've been sharing with Lisa and some others that follow or catch some of the lives is I've had 2 friends this year who have lost their husbands. And when we talk about prioritizing, I share with Lisa and my friends that, I know that right now my friends are not saying, gee, I really wish I would have made that extra video, or I really wish I would have done the dishes, or I really wish I would have taken the time to organize that room. When really what they're saying is, I really wish I would have spent more time with my husband because I didn't know he was going to die. None of us know. None of us know. But they both lost their husbands to the whole cinnamon vanilla thing going on right now. Anyways, one of the friends, her husband actually passed away on Christmas Day, not this December, but the prior December. And it hit us all pretty hard. We had known him for a long time, and my husband worked with him at the dealership where he used to work when we lived in California. They worked together for years and years and years. And so my son says, yeah, we've put an offer on a house. And he shows me the house, some pictures on Zillow. And I thought, gosh, that house looks familiar. And I asked who the sellers were. And he says, well, I don't know them. I haven't got to meet them. He says that the husband died on Christmas Day. So the wife is selling the house. And it started clicking. And I asked, I says, their last name such and such? He goes, oh, no, it's pronounced this way. I said, but it's spelled this way? He goes, yeah. I said, you're saying it wrong. This is how you say it. But yeah, that's our friend. So our son, who is too young to even remember this friend, is actually purchasing our friend's home. And I was so sad to learn that the wife even had to sell it. But since her husband passed, she can't maintain the home. It wasn't very old. I mean, she's younger than me. Um, and so now my son lives there. So I thought, it'd be really nice if he could write a little letter and give it to the real estate agent to pass on to the widow and say, just know that your home's in good hands, and my parents knew your husband and they cared a great deal for him, and now you've got somebody familiar or some way, those 6 degrees of separations. They're in that home now. So I think it's really neat. We'll be spending the summer at the lake with the kids and the grandkids. Life is short. Absolutely. That's my new motto. Time is precious. Waste it wisely. It is. It's a small world. Good morning, Kitchen Garden Therapy. So the lessons of the day, make sure you prioritize, put your family first. Everything else will fall into the place, or even if it falls by the wayside, that's okay. It'll be there later. Like I said, nobody's going to sit around after you lose a loved one saying, gee, I really, really feel bad about the time I didn't do the dishes. No, you're going to say, I'm really glad I spent that time with that person. Sometimes people take you too serious, and it shouldn't be like that. Have fun. Give your life the priorities on the right path. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm proud of my son for getting this second home. It's a much better fit for them. I'm hoping that they're going to do really well there, and really great for that. Yeah, the new motto. Love the new motto. Waste it wisely. I don't know. I just thought it sounded kind of neat because we waste time all the time. Every day we waste time. Waste it wisely, friends. Right now, I could be upstairs organizing and working, or I can be here with some friends. So I choose to be here with some friends right now. So let's get into some mail, guys, and then we'll talk about my weekend. You guys chat on that side about what you guys did on your weekend, and I'll see if I can pick up on some of it. But I got some mail here from Rich over at Old Swedes Farm. And I love his new stickers. I already opened it. I peeked. Look at that. The Old Swedes Farm, established in 2019. Very cool sticker. It's going to go over on my file cabinet with all of my other stickers. Look, there's some of my stickers, and I have a whole stack. It's so hard to point. I have a whole stack right there that have to be put on, but I've got Yogi Hollow Farm on there. I've got some Bland's Promised Land Ranch E3. Gale's on there. Daz is Daz on there? Or he's going on there. I've got Barb's Country Home, Wide Family Farm, Mont's. I've got the little hedgehogs are up there. They're so cute. And then I have a whole stack, and one of which is Daz. Daz is going up there. But what does Rich have to say? He says, I love what you're doing on your channel. It'll be fun to see your adventures once we finally thaw out. No kidding. Today's not the day. That was my dog. That was not me. I cannot wait for spring. Wanted to get you one of our new stickers. Take care of Rich. Old Swedes Farm. Thank you, Rich. It will definitely be going on my file cabinet. I'm so upset because I think Blue Pixie popped in here. One thing that I told Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, I didn't have a window to do a sticker window, so I wanted to do something really unique, and I was on the hunt. I really wanted to have in that corner, instead of my Valentine tree, which is now going to be a shamrock tree after I get some shamrocks, I really wanted to have a mannequin leg, and I wanted to put everybody's stickers on a mannequin leg, but I couldn't find one. But apparently they're rampant up where Blue Pixie lives. I'm working on creating my stickers. Awesome. Awesome, Slava. My husband gets mad at me because if even 2 minutes of me wasting time, it frustrates me. Like, nope, don't want to waste time. It's getting things going and getting things going. Oh, I have 1 sticker so far. Oh, goodness. We'll get some stickers out to people. I do the 3 F's, faith, family, and friends. Yes, and actually, Mountain Grandma and Yogi Hollow Farm, they're actually doing a great series right now on 7 F's. So it expounds on that a little bit more. So check them out. They do that on Tuesdays at 11 my time, I believe it is, or 12 my time. Check them out. Check out and see what time it is. And they are going over some really great planning and how you can implement those F's into your life. Tree looks good no matter what you put on them. I don't want to take them down. I'm gonna extend it. It needs a skirt though. The skirt was too Christmassy. I need to wrap something around it, but we'll see. Tammy says I'm totally like that too. Put the hubby on my task list as time with hubby. So that has helped. For a while there, I had taken my laptop and stuff and I'd taken it up to my craft room and I was doing a lot of my stuff up in my craft room. But then it was really cold up there one night, so I brought it all back down. But the reason I took it up there is because I found, even though my husband was sitting right next to me, any little ding or any little notification, I was constantly, it was like Pavlov's dog, the bell would ring and I'd run to see what was going on at the computer. Or lives would come on. And don't get me wrong, I love attending lives, but when there's lives every night and I only get 2 hours in the evening with my husband, I can either choose to give my husband the attention or give the lives my attention. And I was spending too much time. And some of them he was watching with me and enjoying them, but some of them he just wasn't. And I was giving that time here when I needed to give it over here. So I took everything upstairs, but then I brought it back downstairs because I was cold and I don't want to get back in that habit. So they're going back up. Yes, the 7 F's are a blessing. I would not be able to stop laughing if you would have done a mannequin leg. Oh, I wish I could have found a mannequin leg. I really do. I wanted it so bad. But I found that cute little file cabinet for $2. And so I keep all of my YouTube stuff in there, my stickers and cards, and anybody that writes me anything, all the envelopes go in there. So I have the addresses and everything. So good morning, Denise. Good morning. Denise was up at the Kite Festival this Saturday, and I was looking for her, thinking we might run into each other, but she and I took different approaches to enjoying the lake. So if you've not had the chance to see the kite video yet, please go over after the live, check out the kite video, and we'll discuss that because that almost like sent me over the edge. I almost just completely went insane on that video. But I was out on the lake, and Denise and her husband, they were able to drive in front of the lake so they could get their view of their kites that way. But so our paths never crossed. Carrie has such little time at home. He is my priority. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, hubby was supporting me doing things. He knows that there's connections to be made and friendships to be forged in the fire. And, but it can't be at the expense of him. And then I really started thinking about my friends who are so lonely right now without their husbands. And it's like, what would I do if I spent a whole evening on so-and-so's live? Some of the lives are so large, nobody in present company. That didn't sound right, but they'll know what I mean. When you tune into like a watch and grow where the lives are incredibly large and your comments are just floating by and there's not that personal interaction, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that for not actually being into an inner circle of good, solid friendships when my best friend's sitting right next to me? So, I have my tried and trues that I try to tune into. Some of them I can't. I've got some really good friends and their live is just when Jim gets home. And I am that old fashioned one where when Jim pulls up in the drive and he's tended to our little donkey, I get his drink ready and I make sure that dinner's getting ready to be dished up and I meet him at the door as best I can. Because I think it's important that I meet him at the door at the end of his workday because this is his sanctuary. He walks in, that door opens. I take his coffee mug from him. I take the mail from him. I take anything I can unload from him and give him a kiss. And I say, welcome home. Daddy's home. I tease with the dogs. It's like, Daddy's home. Daddy's home. And everybody gets so excited because he's home. So I can do that and have that be our continued ritual, which I've done for years. I mean, we're grandparents. I still call him Daddy. Or I could watch a live with some friends. They're friends. Don't get me wrong. But what's going to happen if tomorrow never comes? My friends' lives are still going to be there, but he won't be. And I know this is getting deep, but I love small family style live streams like yours, Lisa's and Rochelle's. Yes, thank you. My hubby and I cook supper together every night. Gwen, I cook it so that sometimes he cooks, most of the time I cook. I try to make sure it's ready when he gets home. We were talking about it the other day when we lived in California before we moved out here to Iowa. We used to have date week. We had a date day every other week. Every 2 weeks, there was this really neat place that we would go. I miss it so much. I wish they had something like that here. And I can't even remember what it was called, but it was so much fun because it was really a neat date day for us. We would go to this place, and it's where you get there and you put aprons on, and they had all of these stations all around. You pick out your menu and you build your meals for the next 2 weeks. So, we would go check off. I don't know if we had to do it online ahead of time so they would make sure we had everything we needed or what, but you would have your 7 meals or 14 meals that you were going to make. We would make our dinners. And then there were all these little stations set up all around the building, and each station had all of the ingredients for your meal. So we would stand together and we would build our meals together in these containers, and then we would take them home and we'd have them. And they were relatively fairly priced. And we were both working, so it was really a nice time saver. But more than the time saver, see, I don't remember the name of the place. I don't remember how much the meals cost. I really don't remember what we made, but I remember the time with them. I remember standing at the stations, and we would go through the recipe card and add things in order and do like they were told to do. But there was this one time, one of the stations was to make like this big stromboli. And so we had to get a pizza dough and roll out the pizza dough, cut it just so, put our ingredients in, and then do the really fancy fold. And I remember rolling out the dough, and then this flour hit me in the face, and we had a flour fight. We actually had a food fight in this store where we're making our food, and it was fun. It was fun. We threw flour at each other and made our meals, and we put all of our meals together, and then we had these little not refrigerated, but cooler boxes that we would put all of our meals into, and then we would take them home. But we would do all of that, and then we would go out and have dinner or something, or have a nice lunch together, and then we would save those for the next 2 weeks. So it was really neat. Belly Acres, Julie says, I met Carrie at the door a few times. He brings home truck. I'll be wrapped in cellophane and have a 12-pack of Busch Light on us. Tawanda! Yes. I'm the same, Alicia, because poor Danny works so many long hours. At least I could do is make sure he's my first priority when he gets home. Some days he comes in and eats and goes to bed. Yeah, poor Papa Jim. And that's what he does too. He gets home about 6 and he's in bed by 8:30. So between the dogs needing his attention when he gets home and getting dinner out and eating, and we don't have much chit chat time. And he does like to just kind of unwind when he comes home. And so we'll put something funny on TV or something, and we'll spend that quiet time together. But Saturday we went to that kite festival, and that was a lot of walking. And I shared with him that night when I got home, my feet hurt, not the bottom of my feet. Like when you do a lot of walking, it was the very top arches of my feet, because we were walking like penguins. So I think I kind of had my toes up a little bit, trying to keep my center of balance, because we were walking on the frozen lake. And there were some slippery parts. I had one piece of footage that I didn't put in my video where I said, okay, I'm going to put the camera down. I thought, heck no, I'm going to keep the camera up, because if I fall, I got to catch it on film, right? And as I'm walking, it's like the camera goes like this. It's like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's two. And I think I counted, just trying to get off the lake, 7 times that we almost slipped and fell. So you're like this the whole time you're walking like a penguin to make sure you don't fall. And we walked, I don't know, the whole length of that shore line where we were out onto the lake. I think we probably walked 1.5 miles or 2 miles out on that frozen lake. And then the next day we went for a nature walk, which I was going to put up this beautiful video of a nature walk, and I just trashed all that footage. I didn't like it. But we walked 1.5 miles on that day, and that was Sunday. And between Saturday and then everything we did on Sunday, that poor guy went to bed at 6:30 that night. Oh, country mama, that's kind of warped. Flower fight, my kind of place. Oh, we had so much fun. And the meals were always something unique that you wouldn't just instantly think of to do yourself. It was so nice to just take something out of the freezer. We'd go to work, we'd come back, everything be thawed and ready to pop in the oven. We would be good to go. Now you know why penguins walk that way. They're kind of smart. More mail. I've been saving this one. I got a package. Do I have anything here to open it with, though? 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I was encouraged by Blue Collar Homestead to submit my chili recipe for their chili little cook-off thing that they had, their little contest. And I had just put out a chili video, and they said, oh, go ahead and just hashtag it. We'll make sure it gets in our chili contest. And I thought, okay. I thought nobody's going to care. It's a vegetarian chili. People turn their nose up at it all the time. And I thought, for fun, I'll do that anyways. Well, kudos to all of those who won that great cook-off, that great challenge. They had 3 winners, and then they had honorable mentions. And I received an honorable mention for my vegetarian chili. So there is a video on that if you're looking for a good vegetarian chili. Don't knock it till you try it. Like I said, I've had people turn their nose up at it. I remember we had a neighbor that lived across the street from us. He was kind of a shut-in. He was a recluse. And I made the mistake of befriending him. Go into that in a minute. But I took him over some chili one day, and he said, what is this? I said, oh, it's my vegetarian. It's my black bean and sweet potato vegetarian chili. And he's like, oh, God. I was like, don't knock it till you try it. So I left him the bowl, went back and had dinner with my family, and then there was a knock on the door. And here's this man who very rarely leaves his home. He was quite heavy. And he goes, can I have another bowl of chili? Yes, you can. So I got him another bowl of chili. So what do we have here? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now I'm wishing I wouldn't. Oh, you hear all the pieces hitting the floor? They wrapped it. They did. They tried. I got a sticker. Blue Collar Homestead. I love the goat. It's gonna go on the. It's gonna go on the file cabinet. I was so looking forward to this too. Oh no! Hear it? Gosh darn it! I'm gonna have to let them know. It was so neat. It's a mason jar. Gosh darn it! I'm gonna have to. Hopefully it's priority, so there's insurance. They can get another one. It's from Full Throttle, and it's a Sloon. It's a Sloon Shine. You use it on a mason jar. It's a lid that you screw onto a mason jar, and it has a really nice pour spout. See? So it's just full on broken. Gosh darn it. I'm going to have to let Trinity know. So looking forward to that. It says you can use it for dressings, spirits, cocktails, and more. And you know what? They spent $10 to ship that to me. And here it is broken. It arrives broken. Fit standard mason jars, ideal for pouring liquids. I was so looking forward to using this in my kitchen too. Oh, I'm going to have to take it back to the post office and let them know. It's very sad. I'm really sad. And I mean, for this little, there's so many pieces I can't even hang on to them. I mean, it's just a little mason jar lid, and they put it in this nice big box and had stuff wrapped all around it, and yet it's broken. Oh, goodness. That's so disheartening. Well, I'm going to have to find all of the pieces on the floor and put it all back together. I don't know if I just take it back to the post office. I don't know if I let them know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Has anybody ever encountered that? What do I do? What do I do? Do I let Trinity know, or do I take it to the post office and let them know? That's really sad. It's so sad. And I kind of feel bad that I did it on live too. Note to self, Always open up things and check things before you do a live. I could have avoided that embarrassment. Picking, I'm still picking. Look at, I mean, it wasn't just like a little broken. It's broken. It's broken all over the place. I've got little shards of plastic all over the floor. And so not only am I going to have to make sure I get all the pieces put together, but I'm going to have to make sure that my dogs don't get them, or I step on them. Call the PO first. You have to photograph the damage and then take it to the post office. Well, got it right here on video too. I'll take screenshots if I have to, but I will photograph it. Oh, let's find something happier to talk about. As a big old truck rolls by, the whole house shakes when the trucks roll by. Oh, darn it. If it wasn't so many pieces, you could glue it. Yeah, there's no gluing that together. I mean, you saw even as I was holding it, trying to show you what was left of it, it just kept falling apart. I mean, it's so broken that even the sticker is broken and on another piece of plastic somewhere. Oh, here's the other half of the sticker. It's actually on that piece. I mean, it's broken in several pieces. I don't even know where it all is. Gosh darn it. Well, I don't know if that's the post office. I don't know if that's the, maybe I should get in touch with the company. Say, hey, company, build it out of something better, stronger plastic or something. I can use a seal. I'll use the seal for something. And I wonder if there's some way, I don't even think, this is completely molded into the plastic. The spigot is, the pour spout. So I can't even like unscrew the pour spout, drill a hole in another lid and still use the spout. The spout's not even any good. There's no way to salvage the spout, which is a shame. Because I would like to see if I could salvage the spout, but I don't think so. It got froze and some a-hole tossed the mail around loading it. Probably. And, it didn't come to our mailbox. It went to the post office, so I could avoid things like that. Have a meeting starting. Okay. Bye, sweetie. Thank you so much for popping in, Tammy. I appreciate it. It must have gotten super cold for it to have shattered into pieces like that. Possibly. Like I said, though, I intentionally had it delivered to the post office so it wouldn't be sitting out in my mailbox when it's negative 25 outside. So, anyways, I reckon you need to do a second kite video with all of the things that you didn't put in. I'll file an insurance claim, Lisa. Yeah, thank you. I wonder if I can even go online and find out how much those are and then just do the claim and use the claim to just buy another one and not have to bother Tim and Trinity with that. Gosh darn it. Second kite video. The kite video I put together, Pam, was a phoenix that rose from the ashes. I was sharing with Lisa. Good morning, Andale. I was sharing with Lisa that I was so happy. I got so much footage out on the lake that day. And then I downloaded it and I started to do the editing and it was so horrible. So horrible. For those of you that have been with me for a while, when I told myself when I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to buy myself something really cool to help with my videos. So I hit 500 a while back, and sure enough, I bought myself this really cool gimbal. And I wanted the gimbal because when you hold the gimbal and you do your shooting, your footage, it has a stabilizer in it. And so your shots are not wonky and wobbly and off kilter. So I was so happy to get this gimbal. And I know I looked at the specifications and it said something like it would support something Android Samsung 10. Well, I have a Samsung A11. So I thought certainly it would support that, even though I didn't see the number. And I bought it and I messed with it for a few days and I tried to download the software to go with it, the app on the phone and everything. And they would not pair up because my phone doesn't support the technology that's needed for the gimbal. And I'd have to buy like an $800 or $900 or $1,000 phone to work with the high technology of the gimbal. So I had to send it back. So I was really disappointed. So I'm trying to find other ways. And my son suggested, he goes, well, why don't you get the gimbal pocket phone, the little pocket one? And I was like, okay. So I looked into that, did a lot of watching videos. It's like, I can work with that. Looked at the specifications. My phone won't support it. So that footage was so bad. And I haven't found what I want to do yet. I don't have the money to go out and buy a $500 or $600 camera. I am looking at the GoPro. I know Lisa has suggested the GoPro a few times. So I might be going that direction. I might see if I can get the GoPro like a vlogger package. So it has a mount that I can use plus a microphone with a dead cat, things like that. Pretty much all mail goes up north Des Moines to airport and sits outside before getting loaded on trucks to deliver. So yeah, I'm sure. I mean, even if it goes up in the cargo plane, it gets cold in the cargo holds. So it's just one of those things. I was really looking forward to that. I wasn't even sure what I was going to put in it. I knew that if my son saw it, because my son makes his own moonshine. And since it's a moonshine pour spout, I knew I'd have to be careful to make sure he didn't take it from me. Now I don't have to worry about it. But I had an ending video clip for that kite video, and it was Papa Jim and I sitting in the coffee house with our coffees and thanking everybody for, going with us out onto the lake and seeing all the beautiful kites. No, it's all messed up and there's no audio. And I think maybe my camera got too cold because even the video is just like janky. It's like max headroom. So I didn't get to put my outro in there, and I don't know. I think that the footage that I shared with you, Blue, for the Kite Festival is the best footage that I could give you. And also, I will say, though, I cut that down from a 20-minute video to a 10.45 video because I know that if a video is like 20 minutes, people are going to be like, I'm not going to watch 20 minutes. But especially if they don't give it a chance. If you don't give it a chance and you say, oh, kites, I'm not going to watch kites for 20 minutes, but then you see all the beautiful kites. I know when I was watching it and I was looking back through some of my footage, I did find some I forgot to put in. I was like, oh, I forgot to do that. Because there was one that had 3 whales that were all connected together and they were really cool. But now I know next year, when I go next year, don't use the selfie stick. I'm going to make sure I just put whatever I'm going to use, I'm going to put it on a tripod. And then when I find nice places to watch the kites, I'm just going to set the tripod up and let the tripod do the work. It'll be stable. I'll have an exterior mic with a dead cat on it because there was so much wind, you couldn't understand anything we were saying. Those were cool. And you liked the fish ones, didn't you, Heather Lynn? The fish ones, the video did not do the fish ones justice because the fish, if you watch the video, there's the green and blue fish and the orange and the red fish. And they're tethered together. So where one swims, the other one swims when they're up in the air. But their scales were so delicately colored and painted and beautiful patterns on them. They were just gorgeous. And they had these big smiles. I love them. One thing I want to do is I want to get the video of the minion and I want to pair it with the songs that the minions sing. And I want to make a little video. And I don't know, maybe I'll just sing it myself. That way I won't get in trouble. But that minion, he's flying around and his mouth's opening and closing. And I just want it to go, do, ba-do, 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 do. I want to do that. I think it would be fun. And yes, there was a Clifford one. We took our picture with Clifford for our Team Weenie Watchers. So I haven't said anything to Jim over at Jim's Kitsch Kitchen. Jim's Kitsch Kitchen actually purchased some adventure passes for when we go on these travels like this. And so he gets a shout out. There's a shout out to him at the end of the video and then a postcard. And we got some postcards when we stopped off at the Chamber of Commerce. But I looked through all the postcards and none of the postcards are for the Kite Festival. They need to do that. I need to take some pictures and see if they want to use some of my pictures to make postcards. Anyways, I don't have quality stuff. They probably have a quality photographer that got some. But they had some, with the lake when it's not frozen and their little paddle boat. We'll be doing that this summer. We'll go out on the paddle boat. They have a dinner cruise. So we'll do a video for that. But I'm going to make my own postcard. I do have a company that I get postcards through where you can take your own picture and you actually make a postcard. So your picture, you can do collage on the front. You can do whatever you want on the front of the postcard. And when you turn the back it over, it has the line down the center. So you write on one side, the address goes on the other, and you fill it out on the computer, and you can change the font. It can be just regular type, or it could look like fancy handwriting. And you can take another picture and make your own postage stamp. That'll be the postage stamp as a picture of whatever you want. So I send these to Jim's mother, and I take pictures around the farm, or I take pictures of Jim and I send them to her. And the postage stamp is our birdhouse out back in the orchard that has snow on it. And you can also pinpoint a location on it. So you can scan it, and it has the little teardrop, little pinpoint thing, and it has the coordinates of where it is. So you can ping on it and know exactly where that picture was taken. So I'm going to take one of my best pictures with our wiener dog that we took with us for Team Weenie Watchers, and I'm going to make my own postcard, and that's what I'll be sending to Jim's Kitchen, because he bought an adventure pass, so he gets a shout out on the channel, and then he also gets a postcard from where we go. If you out a little bit of old sock toe over the mic on your phone or camera, it can help with the wind noise. We always chuckle when we see a Clifford Big Red Dog, because that's my husband's name. Oh, how funny. How funny. Hello, Casey. Welcome, friend. I have a wind cover for my mic, but it still picks up wind noise when you were ice fishing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So Jilly loved the alien abduction of the cow. When we were walking across the lake, and we saw this alien kite, and it was so funny. It's like, what is it doing though? And as we got closer, it's like, oh my gosh, it's beaming up a cow. There's this beam and this little cow in the wind, and his little tails flopping back and forth. And what Jim really likes about that is when you watch the video, it's the way that the alien is sitting in the saucer and the way that the wind was hitting it. Jim's like, he's going burnt, 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 burnt. And he's watched the video a couple times since I posted. He goes, I just love that alien. Burnt, 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 burnt. And I'm going, I just love the cow. I just think it's so fun. But in the video, if you notice, I got to fly a kite. There was Yoshi, was a kite. It was a purple dragon with red boots. And I was off to a Zoom meeting. Okay, Lisa, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Have a good day, sweetie. There was this Yoshi kite, and I was talking to the lady, and she said, oh, you should go talk to that guy and ask him if you can fly his kite. And it's like this 80-foot long Chinese dragon. And I said, oh no, he's not gonna let me fly his kite. She goes, oh, it's my husband. She goes, go on, he'll let you. So I walked over, I run over there. I cut some of that footage out, but I'm like on the ice. And I walked up, I said, that lady over there told me to fly a kite. She told me, go fly a kite. Said I should come talk to you. And he goes, yeah, let's go. And I also cut the footage out to show you how they secure these kites. They take an auger and they actually drill into the ice. The ice was 20 inches thick that day. So they drill through the ice, and then they have the lines, these big heavy lines for these big huge kites on a big wooden toggle. And they put the toggle down, and then it turns sideways and goes up against the ice this way. And that's what secures the kite. But then you control what the kite does just by the movement of that large toggle, of the large rope. So he said, come on, let's go. And I ran over there and grabbed the rope, and you put it up underneath your arm so you can hold it like this. I mean, you're really hanging on to it. And he says, now walk forward. So I walked forward, and it brought the kite down a little bit. And he says, okay, make it dance. And so I just did this with that rope, and that dragon was doing this. And I really thought it was going to cut my arm off. It's so strong. The wind was 15 miles an hour, and with an 80-foot kite, it's amazing. I really thought it was either really going to hurt me or it was going to fling me. I mean, this is a lot to fling. I was afraid. Eagle. The eagles are out flying. I was really afraid it was going to fling me and slam me down onto the ice. So I flew it for a little while. Papa Jim got some footage of it, and we left it at that. But as we're walking away, it's like, I got to fly a kite, Daddy. I got to fly a kite. I was so excited. And, thinking back, Blue Pixie knows where I'm going to go with this one. There are GoPro clones, which are made in the same factory and around 40 pounds. The only difference is they don't GoPro on them. Oh, they don't say GoPro on them. Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Pam, I just finished Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. And it gave me a lot of time to reflect on certain things. And a lot of you know I have a history of cancer, and I have my journals written to Papa Jim when I got that diagnosis and was going through treatment, and I hid them. And then if I were to have passed away, he would have found the journals and he would have found everything that I wrote. And that kind of goes hand in hand with this show that I've been watching. And I was thinking about that when I watched the final episode of the show, and I was thinking back and I thought, again, Papa Jim's not going to sit here and reflect on whether or not I had done the dishes. I know he's not going to sit here and say, oh, I remember that time that Alicia didn't clean the kitchen after dinner, which there aren't many of them. But I was hoping, as I was going through my footage, and I'm smiling like a kid and laughing and so giddy about flying that kite. And the smile is just ear to ear, and me waving at him and being all silly, because it really was from my childlike heart. It wasn't a show for you guys going, hey. I mean, I really was excited. I would have done it whether the camera was there or not. And that's what I want him to remember. If he has flashes in his mind, should I pass away, that's what I want it to be. I want it to have the flashbacks of me flying a kite on a lake, me photo bombing somebody's pictures at a birthday party, me joining in on family reunions that aren't mine, and just being a complete silly heart. So I'm glad you loved the kites, Blue. Oh, Jilly, you've had 3 cancer surgeries. Cheers to us. They're tough. They are tough. And knock on wood. So far, so good. Got to figure out what to do with this. See how much weight I've lost? Look at that. That's awful. I got to learn how to get rid of that. That's why I say waste your time wisely. And I don't obsess over it, Jilly, as much as I used to. I've actually started a support group where we focus more on life after cancer. The show kind of really had me tuned in on some things. I mean, the journals are put away. I don't focus on it so much there. I really did, because of my diagnosis was pretty grim in the beginning. And then after I finished treatment, I really did sit around for about 2 years waiting for the other shoe to fall. I really did. I'm not going to lie. I sat here every day for hours on end, just waiting for that twinge of pain, and then think, okay, this is it. It's back, because everybody in my support groups around me were dying every day. It's back, and then they die. So I waited every day for over 2 years. And then one day I just said, you know what, enough of this. I've had enough of this. And I decided to start living again. So I started the support group. I started getting out, and I started my garden. I converted my garage into my summer kitchen, which I absolutely love, and I'm missing very much during the winter months. I can't wait for spring so I can go out, tidy it up again, and get out there and start doing my things in the summer kitchen. I love it out there. And now, even though we have these obligations, and the farm has been our obligation for 8 years now, and I love my animals, don't get me wrong, I am to the point where I am telling Papa Jim again, we need to get out again. We used to go out and do things all the time. And that's why I'm doing these little travel videos. And I know some might say, well, you know, I thought your channel was about homesteading, and all of a sudden you're throwing these other things. No, it's Country Mama Musings. I'm about all kinds of things. There's more to me than just living on a farm. And I want to get out and start doing the traveling again and going to the unique places. And I told Papa Jim Saturday when we were stuffing our cupcake, I told him, I said, now I've got some plans and you need to let me know. Do you want to be involved in the plans, or do you want me to just surprise you with everything? He was just surprise me. He doesn't have time to be doing all of the plotting and the planning and stuff like that. So I'm going to do all of that. But I'm not obsessed on it, Jilly. So don't think that. I'm very much now about living. Absolutely. But there are certain things that make you reflect on as I'm living, I want to make sure that I'm living a life that will be remembered, not living a life that will be, I got the laundry done and I got the dishes done and I edited a video. I want it to be where we're out there having fun. After 3 surgeries, they told me I had leukemia, gave me 5 months. I said, F you. That was 27 years ago and I'm still here with no fear. I live my life on purpose. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm there too. I'm there too. With the full understanding and knowledge that I need to be aware and stay on top of things, because I don't get to use the word remission. The warmer months expands my world. I don't have a car or a license, so my world during the week is mostly our small apartment, especially in the winter months. I hear you. It's funny because, you know, Papa Jim gets to go to work and he hangs out with his work buddies and he gets to go to the store a lot and all these other things. And there's a lot of times that I don't leave the farm for a week. Usually I do my chores on Friday where I go into town, go to the post office and all of that. And that's it. That's it. But if the weather's bad and I don't make it out during the winter on a Friday, then it's 2 weeks that I don't get to see another human being. And I know on the weekends he's tired because he's worked so hard during the week. And it's hard for him to find that balance with me, because when I say, let's go into town, and I'm like a dog, you know, sitting at the window as the world goes by because I'm so excited to get off the farm. And I love my farm. It is a place of respite and refuge for me. I love it, but I miss human interaction. I get outside more in the warmer seasons. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. So we're going to be doing more things. I wasn't going to announce it, but I think it was Belly Acres they knew. I mentioned something to Daz. I said, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, but I've got something planned. And I wasn't going to say what it was. And Belly Acres are like, Freedom Rocks? It's like, oh my gosh, they knew. So the state of Iowa has 99 counties, and we have there's one location in each county where we have a Freedom Rock, and it is a big boulder that is set in place, usually where a town center square or a place where they celebrate our veterans. And it is painted patriotically with all kinds of beautiful things that are significant to the area. And I think we should do a Freedom Rocks tour. So I told Papa Jim, I think when it gets a little warmer, we're going to do a Freedom Rocks tour, and we're going to see if we can somehow see all 99 counties of the state. Hello, Irene. Welcome into the chat. Welcome. Heather Lynn says, I get out on the weekends when we go shopping and we go to church on Sundays. I do get out to go to Bible study during the year. That's good, Heather Lynn. That's good that you have that socialization and fellowship. My nearest neighbor is a mile away, and that is my son. We are very, very remote, so I don't even have any neighbors in an apartment complex, which when we lived in an apartment complex before, I loved it because I always had somebody to talk to. You'd always find that other stay-at-home mom with littles that we would always, you know, create a relationship and take the kids to the park and all things like that, or cook or sit and play cards or something. And I don't have that here because I'm very remote. The closest person that I have would be is in the chat is Denise, and I think she's 5 or 6 miles from me. And we get together a couple of times a year. And I was really sad we didn't get together when we were doing the kite festival. Thank you very much, Irene. I appreciate that very much. These lives are nice for me because I get to talk to people. Absolutely, Heather. Yeah, it's nice to have that social aspect. And it's a really great community. You get it too, huh? Huh, Blue? You get it? So let's see what else is going on besides that beautiful. If you guys, I'm going to throw this out here. It's another selfless plug. If you want to be part of the Team Weenie Watchers, let me know, because when we go on our next excursions, you'll get a shout out in the video and you'll get a postcard from where we're going. And one of the future ones we have coming up is we're going to go back to Clear Lake, Iowa, where we were for the Kite Festival. We're going to take a tour of the Surf Ballroom, which is where Richie Valens, the Big Bopper, and Buddy Holly played before their plane crash. And then we're going to have lunch somewhere else up there and give you a tour of where we're going to have lunch. And then we're going to go out to the crash site. So if you're wanting to be part of Team Weenie Watchers, of course, we'll take our little stuffed weenie dog with us when we go. If you want a postcard and you want a shout out in the video, it's $5 per adventure via PayPal. And, you know, postcards plus postage and then a little bit goes in the tank. We're not making a lot of money. I was watching another channel and they charge $35 to get a postcard. $35. I'm not gonna ream anybody for 35, but 5 pays for the postcard and the postage and just a little bit of gas to get us on our trip. So if you're interested in that, write me, let me know, and we'll get you all set up for Team Weenie Watchers. But when we go back up for the whole Buddy Holly thing, I won't be doing a personalized postcard. We've already picked out postcards, and it is the playbill, the poster that they had plastered all around town when they were going to have that show. And it has a picture of Buddy Holly on it, and it lists everybody that was going to be in the concert that night. So that is the postcard. We've already grabbed some. So we'll be going back for that Buddy Holly adventure. And then, of course, we're going to be going on our big trip this summer. Is it going to be to the Black Hills to go see Mount Rushmore? Is it going to be to Nashville, Tennessee? Or is it going to be to Mackinac Island up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? We don't know yet, but we do get together every Saturday and we stuff that piñata with whatever that little carnival wheel tells us. We have a little spinny wheel and it tells us how much money to put in, and that's what we're putting in. We're not keeping track of it. We have no idea how much money's in there. We're not going to know till we whack it with a baseball bat and see what money comes out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, but on those trips, when we go, then we'll send, like if we go to Mount Rushmore, if you're part of the Team Weenie Watchers, you'll get a Mount Rushmore postcard. And that way you can kind of live vicariously through our weenie dog. But so when I was thinking about taking this whole operation back upstairs again, you're going to South Dakota too? Yes. That's, you know, if you've seen Jilly, yeah, and I know that's where Lisa is because we'll be doing a meetup if we get a chance to go there. I just totally forgot what I was going to say. If you watch, it's on our spinny wheel to go to Mount Rushmore. We always talk about how we'll get together with Lisa if we go. And so, squirrel, there's a squirrel out there. We want to do Custard. We want to go to Custard. Custer. We want to go to Deadwood. We want to do some interesting things while we're up there and find interesting places to stay. And like I said, I know Papa Jim's not going to watch this, so I feel pretty safe in saying this, that I asked him if he wanted to be involved in planning some of these trips. He's more the one, he just goes on the trip and I do all the planning, and sometimes I get over. Goodbye, Ben's over. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. UPan Gold. Ooh, that would be fun. Jim used to do that when he was a teenager with his best friend. They were really into panning. Anyways, at Mackinac Island, if we go to Mackinac, if we end up going to Michigan, which, like I said, the spinny wheel, we spin the wheel every week for our 5 destinations, and whatever it picks, we write it down and we put it in the piñata, and we're not keeping track of how many times something is picked. We won't know where we're going until we bust open the piñata and see how many got the most votes via the spinny wheel. So we have no idea where we're going. But I found a place that has like the really heavy duty, like it's not a yurt, but they're calling it a yurt. But it's the heavy duty tents up on a platform like a yurt. And it actually has a real bed in it. So you're not sleeping on the floor. You're not sleeping on a cot. And it has, you know, the twinkle lights all strung through the forest. And it has, you get campfire wood, and you get a wood pit and chairs and everything. And I thought, oh, I want to stay in that yurt, even though it's not a traditional yurt. It's still, it's a glorified, it's glamping. It's glamping. I thought, wouldn't that be so neat to glamp a couple nights when we go up to Mackinac? So I'm going to see about getting that place. And then another place is not on the island. It's in Mackinac City. And it's a winery. And so it's an old plantation style home with a winery. And every night they have wine tastings at a certain time, and they make you breakfast in the morning. And I thought, you know, instead of staying at the, you know, this hotel or that hotel, I want to find really unique places to stay. And I know he's into this because he was looking at Custer the other day, and they have, right, Jilly, the KOA, they have a covered wagon. And he goes, oh, I want to stay in the covered wagon. But it was like $250 a night. So I'll see what I can find that's unique like that. I'm doing a lot of research on Airbnb for different unique places But I also have to have a place where it has electric because I have to wear a mask when I sleep at night. I have to wear a CPAP. But yeah, um, I'll stay in a teepee, but I'm not sleeping on the floor. I have to have a bed. This old girl, she's past the stage of roughing it. I will not sleep on the ground again, and I don't even know if I want to do a cot. But we're going to look for neat, interesting places. There's a place down in Nashville that I'm looking into, and it's just one room on an it's in an elevated part of a home. It's on the back of a home, so and it has its own entrance. You go up these stairs and go into this one room, and it's just like windows and trees. And you wake up in the morning and you can just sit in your bed and you look out over the Cumberland River, and it's so beautiful looking. And it's not big. It's not as big as what a hotel is going to be. But I would just love to just sit there and watch the river and watch the boats go by. Since moving up here with Tanny, finding a social circle has been difficult. So I really don't get out much except for appointments and sometimes shopping. I understand. I understand, Pam. I've lived that stage many times in my life. So it's really nice to have social media. Oh, they have beds in the teepees. I'm down. I'm down, Jilly. I'll sleep in a teepee. We are going to take the wine tasting tour on the train in South Dakota. It's a blast. Now, see, Jilly, I didn't know there was a train tour. And it's a wine tasting tour. I love trains. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to write that down. I will look into that because you know what else I want to do, Jilly? If we end up in Mount Rushmore, I'm hoping to get another cortisone shot in this wrist so my hand is actually functional, because right now it's not. Because I will need it, because I want to do the ATV excursions. And, we used to have motorcycles. We used to do things with kids, but I think it'd be really great up in the Black Hills to take an ATV excursion. But I'm going to need this. This is my accelerator hand, and this wrist has got to work if I'm going to be doing that. So it's a wine. I'll look it up. It's a wine tasting train tour. Depending on when you guys go, Jilly, I mean, we might even be in the area at the same time if that's where we end up. We'll see. Maybe we can do a meetup. And you wrote something else. The Bavarian Inn in Custer is cool. Has a giant rock in the lobby, an entire room around it. Has a hot tub pool. I want to ask you, Jilly, since we're practically neighbors, have you ever been to the, oh gosh, now I can't remember, is it the Don Quixote or the Don Q in Wisconsin, where they have the rooms, like one's a hot air balloon, one is an igloo, and there's a big plane out in the front lawn, and there's underground tunnels to get to the restaurant. Have you been there? Soak your hand in Epsom salts bath. I have to do that. It's that De Quervins. It's the actual tendon, the sleeve. It's swollen in the sleeve of the tendon. I've had this this isn't nothing new, so it's not like it's something we haven't tried everything for. I've had this now going on a year and a half. And about a year ago, I gave up on therapies that the physical therapist and the chiropractor were giving me. And I said, I can't take it anymore. And I went and I got a cortisone shot, and the cortisone shot lasted about 6 months, and it felt much better. And, but now, I mean, I'm hurting all the way up into here now. This tendon is really giving me some issues. I've soaked it. I've done the ultrasound therapy. We've done all kinds of things with it. I wear a brace that immobilizes my thumb, but I'm going to go back up and see the ortho. And before we go on our trip, I don't even know if I can make it to trip time. I might have to do, you've seen it from the outside, Jilly. I want to stay there. I know it's cheesy, but I want to stay there. I just haven't decided what room to stay in. If I get another cortisone shot, I'll probably have some good use of mobility. But I think, unfortunately, unless something really changes with this wrist, I might be looking at just getting the surgery where they kind of flap open that sleeve that tendon runs through, so it doesn't hurt so bad. But I know I'm even aching at nighttime. I'm not sleeping because it's aching. So I've got to do something with it. But thank you, Pam. But the soaking hasn't helped a lot. Oh, hello, Danny. I hope you're feeling better. You got the crud. Gosh darn it. I do hope you're feeling better. I'm glad you're able to pop in. You missed all of the tragic stuff that happened so far. Tiny Tim here in Arkansas. Bikers have ABC Arkansas Ride, where in a year you go to a town that starts with every letter of the alphabet. Photo of you by town sign or sign with the town name in it. It says continued. Why won't it let me see everything? Where's, oh, did you continue it another? Why won't it let me click on continued? Oh, well, I'm sure he'll continue it. It won't let me read the whole comment, Tim. I quit the shots. I do the soak. It works. All right, I'll try it again. I'll get the Epsom salts out again. It's so achy. And I know what I did when I first injured it. It's from picking up this laptop, grabbing this laptop and picking it up with one hand like this. And I know that's how I messed that up. But I'm not sleeping well because of it, because it hurts. I feel much better today, but it's messed with my taste and smell. I saw that your hamburgers are stinky. Instead of taking it away, I just constantly smell something nasty and nothing tastes good. I'm so sorry. 7 years of shots. Oh. You can only type 200 characters at a time. Jim is trying to type the rest of his comment. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to plan another trip to Arkansas too, Tim. Jim was born in Hot Springs. We were married in Hot Springs, and we were kind of lamenting and sad over the fact the other day that we were watching things about Hot Springs area, and we didn't get to do a lot of those things when we lived there. We were so dirt poor and young and didn't appreciate things back then. But looking at it now, it's like, there are some really neat places that we never ventured to see, and we need to do that. In Arkansas, no town starts with X, so they go to the marker that makes the geographical center of the state. I was wondering, what about X and Z? Diet. Yeah, that's not the great way to do a diet, is it, Danny? When nothing tastes good. Wear soft braces when sleeping. You probably turn your wrist while sleeping like I used to. I have the immobilizer wrist brace. I wear that when I go to bed. But I do know that sometimes I tuck it. I tuck it funny because it hurts. And I mean, like, even my skin hurts. I know it's swollen. I went in the other day to buy a wrist brace, and you probably can't tell in this, but I went in to buy a wrist brace, and I said to the lady, I said, "You have a wrist brace for a size large for a right hand?" She goes, "Oh my God, did you break your arm?" I was like, "No." And she goes, "Oh, you can tell it's swollen from here." She goes, "Are you sure you didn't break it? Did you fall?" I was like, "No, it's just that dequervins. It's just swollen." I mean, you can see the bump. You can see that bump right there. It's just swollen. But yeah, I'll try the Epsom salts again, Jilly. Thank you. And I'm trying not to pick up things the way I shouldn't pick up things. And I have to depend on Papa Jim a lot with the dogs and stuff when something needs to be done. If our little blind dog wants to jump up off the couch and kill himself landing on the floor, I have to hold the dog, and so he can come pick him up and take him down because it hurts so much. But enough about that sad stuff. I don't want to talk about my sad arm. But I'm really looking forward to more travels. I don't know what we're going to get to do, if anything, this weekend. Maybe we'll do one of the Freedom Rocks. We need to do something before the price of gas goes through the roof, right? Don't want to talk about it. So I did get myself a new tripod and a ring stand. I have carpal tunnel, and anytime I lift something or strain my arms, I can't sleep because my arm from my hand to my shoulder feels like it's 10 times thicker and painful. Yeah, that's how it's feeling, but they said it's dequervins, not carpal tunnel. I don't know. Anyways, I got a new tripod with a new ring light, and I'm going to play with that a little bit over the next couple of days and see if I can set things up so I can do some lives with crochet, because some of you have asked for some crochet things. So when I go live with crochets, make sure maybe I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll and ask what everybody wants to do a crochet along with me. We'll do a crochet along. Is it going to be a big project? Is it going to be a little project? I think we'll start little. Maybe we'll go big, like maybe I'll do a once a week sampler. And then when we're done with all of our sampler squares, we can put together a quilt. Maybe I'll do a crochet along. That sounds good. But first we'll start with little things like my dishcloths and things like that. Hello, Major. Welcome to the party. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So I'm going to be messing with the ring light a little bit. I've been working on getting my craft room all organized, and I'm also going to do just some really nice ASMRs of just winding yarn. I think that would be so relaxing, and just sit and wind yarn with my little crank that winds my yarn into beautiful cakes. And we'll do that. I need to get started on a baby blanket. I'm making my rainbow fan ripple for my county fair this fall. Awesome, Danny. That will be great. Pam, you gotta go. Go enjoy time with Tanny, and thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon. So yeah, that'll be great, Danny. I look forward to seeing what you do with that. Ripples are so fun. Those really are fun. I think I sat here the other day and finished a dishcloth while I was just sitting here talking to everybody. And I love this yarn. I love this cotton yarn with the gray and the black flecks with the white. And so I'm working on getting this pattern finished so I can get it up in my Etsy store. But we'll do one live. And if you want to, you can just follow along, and you don't have to buy the pattern, but you can if you want to. My studio is a mess. Hopefully we'll warm up soon. My upstairs craft room was a disaster. I pulled everything out of the craft room, everything, and threw it into the guest room. And I thought, one by one, I'm going to go through everything, make sure everything's organized, get rid of the craft supplies I'm not going to use, and then also have it be my studio, and I'll get it all set up. And the other day, Papa Jim said, do you know where this one coat of mine is? And I said, I don't know. He goes, do you think it's up in the guest room? I said, maybe. And so he comes back down after about 20 minutes, and he says, man, he goes, I thought you were going to have to call in the search and rescue team, because I thought I was going to get lost up in that spare bedroom and nobody'd ever find me. Maybe we can all make a block and put together and donate to someone or something. Ooh, Joey, that's an idea. But it's an idea. We'd have to account for blocking and tension, that some of the squares might not be the same size. But we might do that. And if, I don't know how I wouldn't just get I was going to say, who would put it together? I would be willing to put it all together. Then I would get extra blocks. If everybody, like if 3 people sent me the same block, but I could still put things together. You know, for a while I was wanting to donate to some blankets down to the shelter for the dogs. And then I would rather do fleece than do the crocheted blankets, because some dogs have not had their dew claws removed, and they get caught, or if they've had poor nail care and their nails are split, then it gets caught in the yarn and then it hurts them. So I've kind of nixed that idea. I do make hats for chemo patients. I've done that for quite a while. But the blanket thing might be neat. That might be neat. I know there's a blanket that I've been wanting to put together. I made one for my best friend for her wedding, and she's had it for well over 20 years now. And I thought I need to make one for myself, but I haven't started it because I do have a little dog that is a rescue, and she has the dew claws, and she gets caught in my blanket. So I try to keep them away from her. Just have 6-inch blocks, all different sizes. Yes, 6-inch, and hopefully that the tension, everybody will be able to get those. Zion and zinc are the Z-Town choices. So yeah, Jilly, we'll look into that. We'll see about if people want to measure and make sure that their finished product is 6-inch by 6-inch with a single crochet border. Then I can put them together easily, and then we'd have to decide where it would go. And they're big blankets when you get them put together. But something that we can think about, that would be really neat. And see, I like all the ideas coming in. We can just bounce ideas all day, and then we can make stuff come together for it. So I'll be doing that. I'll be setting up the ring light, and I want the crochet time. I was sharing this with Lisa over at Yogi Hollow, because she's like, why aren't you doing a crochet yet? She's really been pushing me lovingly. She's lovingly pushing me to get going on that. You got to get your crochets going. And it's like, I know I don't have the proper setup yet. Just get it done, get it done. So this week when I was with Papa Jim, I said, I really want this one particular ring light with a tripod, with a gooseneck, so I can angle things down. And I told Lisa, I just really want it to be, oh my gosh, I found something that I really want. I want it to be where I have my tripod behind me and have that gooseneck with my camera down over my shoulder. And so that when you're watching me crochet, it's from over my shoulder so that my hand placement is where you're seeing it, not across from, so that you have the mirror thing that you have to deal with. I just want it right here. And I want it to where I've got this adorable little table with a hand embroidered tablecloth and an old milk glass lamp. I even might want to take up one of my old, we collect the oil lamps. I might switch it out for an oil lamp and light the oil lamp and then have a spot of tea and just have my tea and crochet and keep the chit chat to a minimum, but still interact with everybody, but just crochet and do whatever it is that I'm working on, and do it as a tutorial so people can understand what's going on and follow along. The other issue is I'm left-handed, so it will be awkward for some, but I just want to set that setting up so it's relaxing, so people can just, like, if it's 11 o'clock at night and I decide to crochet, people can be like, I can't sleep, but I'm going to tune in with Alicia, grab my hook, grab some yarn, and whatever she's working on today, maybe I'll work on with her. Or even if you're working on your own thing, it's just, you can just sit and crochet while I'm doing that. What I found that I want, I tape my cell phone to my easel for that view behind me over my shoulder. Yeah, I've been playing with ideas and I just didn't have anything at the moment, but he bought me the ring light, so we're going to see how that works. All right, Roberta, thank you so much for popping in. I'm glad you were here. I apologize if I missed any of your earlier comments, but I'm glad you were here. Have a blessed day and take care. I'm gonna play with that angle, get that going, and I think it'll neat. But what I found, oh my gosh, I saw it the other day. I don't even know where it was from, but I'm gonna see if I can find it. There was the most sweet, adorable little teacup, not like fine china teacup. It was a teacup, and in the teacup was a rabbit, and so it's like a white porcelain teacup with a white porcelain rabbit, and the rabbit's little ears are folded back, so the little ears, they fold back and they hang on the cup, and there's holes in the rabbit's belly. It's a tea diffuser, or when you do your tea. So I want to get that little bunny, and I want to fill it with tea leaves, and then fill my cup up with hot water, and then steep my tea with the little bunny, and then take the bunny out and put it on the saucer and have my tea while I crochet. So I'm going to be on the prowl for that little bunny. I just thought it was so cute. I like my coffee, don't get me wrong. It's cold now. You've seen one like that at a fairies. You want one of the fairies. The bunny was adorable. I love fairies too. I'm going to be on the prowl for that because, like I said, I love my coffee, but I'm getting to the point where I want to appreciate teas more. And I think when we're out on our travels, I'm going to see if I can pick up some nice tea blends and enjoy tea a little bit more. I don't enjoy my coffee as much as I used to before I had to go on this diabetic friendly diet. So, I am doing my sugar-free syrups, or I'm doing peppermint oil or extracts and the whole whipping cream. And it's nice, but it's not the same as when I used to put the crud in my coffee. If I get a kiln, you'll start making those. Ooh, fun. Muckug. At least you're not having the typos like what the closed captioning did in that one video I was watching earlier. So I don't know. I've got a lot of exciting things in my brain. I got my Grub Terra came in the mail earlier. So I don't think I have to worry about my Grub Terra being all broken. But I'm going to do the unboxing for my Grub Terra, and I have a whole video. Jilly, tell me are you psychic on what I'm going to do for my video for my grub worms, for my black soldier fly larvae? Do they do lager flavored and beer flavored tea? I don't know, but I'm sure if they do, you will find that out. I just want some good flavored teas and just enjoy my teas while I crochet. Gosh, I sound like an old woman. I'm really not that old. Although I don't think it's right here with my mail. I don't know where it's at. I kind of keep my mail right down here on the bottom of this little table. Got my application to AARP the other day. I am going to be 55 in April, which I'm grateful for, because I almost didn't make it to 49. I'm going to apply for AARP and see what kind of discounts I get on all of these travels. It's got to be good for something, right? I've got to be able to get discounts somehow through a AARP. Now, I've stayed at Airbnb before, but I did find a code the other day to get like 45% off your first booking with Airbnb. So I'm going to set up an account for Jim, and we'll do it that way. And so the first time that we go on our big trip here, we'll be able to get a little bit of a discount on our Airbnb. And it'll be interesting to see what our funds are like. I've got the funds planned out right now for gas to be $3.50 a gallon. I heard that by the end of the week in California, they're expecting gas to be $6 a gallon. And in a few weeks, because of everything going on overseas, they're expecting gas to be $8 a gallon. So we will see. Jilly says, I keep on writing AARP, return to sender, postmaster. I know. I started getting those probably when we were in our late 30s. It's like, I'm not ready for AARP. And now all of a sudden we're at the age where we can get the senior discounts and the AARP. And gosh darn it, if I'm not going to take advantage of it. You'll be 40 next month, Heather Lynn. You're not quite ready yet for your AARP then. I can't believe I'm ready for a senior discount. I don't feel like it. I certainly hope I don't look like it, but I don't know. But I'm going to take advantage of it. We're already that couple. Oh my gosh, we're already that couple where if we go out to eat somewhere now because of my dietary restrictions and everything, if I get something that's a little iffy for me, I'll instantly get half of it put into a container. I don't want to eat all those carbs. But it's kind of like, yeah, I'll have this. I can only eat half of it, and I'll have a water. I feel like I'm old. People don't think that I'm that old. I didn't think you were going to be 40, Heather Lynn. You use the discounts. Jilly, I'm 63 and still acting 12. I will never grow up. I will never grow up as I run across a frozen lake to fly a kite and be all excited about it. I will never grow up. But you use the discounts too, huh, Jilly? That's great. Yeah, I think I'm going to find what discounts I can use. And we just converted one of our cards over to a mileage card. So it's good for discounts on hotels, rental cars, and we'll gain some mileage in case we ever fly anywhere. So little things are starting to come together for us to maybe someday take some bigger trips. I shared with Papa Jim, I was looking into cruises. We've been on one cruise. Oh my gosh, that cruise. Have I ever told you guys about that cruise? I don't know if I should share it now or to save it for another coffee chat. I was so excited. Everybody at Christmas got all kinds of fun things under the Christmas tree that let them know we were going on a cruise. That was the Christmas gift, was tickets to go on a cruise. It was myself, Papa Jim, and our two youngest kids. So they were like 12 and 16, something like that. And I was so excited. We picked the Carnival cruise because it's the party ship. We're going to go on the party ship. What you mean is that pain in the ass that nobody wants to go out with a meal with because of special. Yeah, I'm that person now. I've been that person for a long time because vegetarian's no fun either. And when everybody says, oh, we're going to go to a steakhouse, it's like, yay. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. It's like, it's okay. I can get something. Don't worry. There's always something I can get no matter where we go. There's always something I can get. Well, that has been cut by 80% because the things I used to get, I now cannot get because now I won't eat any meat. Plus, now I can't have any carbs. So it's slim pickings for me, but I make it work. Anyways, we're in line. The day comes, we're going to go on this cruise. We're so excited. First cruise, and we're in line, and we're looking around on this Carnival cruise ship where it's supposed to be people our age or younger. And everybody's in their 80s. Everybody. And we're looking around. We're looking for anybody our age. There's nobody. And I said to the man in front of us, I noticed he had a shirt on. I said, are you here with a group? He said, oh yeah. He goes, this is the Midwest Conference for the Shriners Club. So the Shriners Club, there were 800 Shriners and their wives for 4 days on a ship. They were either drunk, dressed like clowns, literally dressed like clowns, or complaining that they didn't get their stewed prunes for breakfast. I'm not joking. The first morning that we went down and sat down at a table for breakfast, there were at least 3 old men complaining that they needed stewed prunes, or they were going to be all stopped up and didn't want to be all stopped up on a cruise. Where were their stewed prunes? Thankfully, somebody said, you can get room service for breakfast. And we did that every morning. After that, we'd open the curtains and have room service in our room for breakfast and just enjoy the ocean or enjoy the port we were in and not have to worry about listening to anybody about stewed prunes. My niece and her families all got the jibby jabs and boosters, and they all came home with the V. Oh, no. No, no, no. You would love that, says Denise. Well, hello, Charlene Keynes. I've seen your name before. Hello from South Carolina. Welcome, welcome. Well, I'm sharing a nightmare about a cruise. So it was, and then in addition, now you have to remember, I don't even think I'd turned 40. I think I was still in my 30s. In addition to the 800 Shriners and their wives, which if you've ever been on a cruise ship, the halls are those halls when you go to your room. The halls are the ones that, like, as you walk, they just get longer and longer. They never stop. And then you've got the sway of the boat, and then you have drunk clowns. Okay. Just picture it. Just picture how disconcerting it is to be met in the hallway with drunk clowns in a rocking boat. Anyways, in addition to the Shriners, my little Harley just found a broken piece of that thing that broke earlier. Oh, there was a big, huge meeting of all of the Red Hat Society, which the Red Hat Society are the women that wear the red hats with the purple shirts, and they have a lot of fun. I'm not discrediting them at all. But oh boy, these ladies were grouchy. They were so grouchy. We stopped off at a port and we stopped at a Cold Stone Creamery to get ice cream. And there was a whole group of the ladies, and they put money in the tip jar for a song. And the kids hadn't quite gotten to the point where they were even singing the song yet. And the ladies got all grouchy and said, well, that's fine. I don't need a song. And they took their money back out of the jar and left. They were so grouchy. So we've got the drunk Shriners, their wives, and the Red Hat Society. And I think one of the most memorable parts of that trip was, again, we took our son with us. He was 15, 16 years old. And on the ship, they had the regular, like the Lido deck where you lay out in the sun and get a suntan by the pool. And then they had the upper deck where you can walk around and people are laying out getting their sun. But then they had the sunbathing deck, the topless sunbathing deck, ladies only. And Papa Jim and I were sitting in a jacuzzi with a 98-year-old woman that looked like a stewed chicken. And we're watching, we were waiting for the meat to fall off the bones. We're watching our 16-year-old son sneak up the stairs. He's like this. He's checking to make sure nobody's watching. He's sneaking up the stairs to the topless sunbathing deck. And he's crouched down and he's going up the stairs and he peeks over. He goes, ah. You came in when I said topless deck. Oh, he peeked over and there were a bunch of 80-year-old women topless sunbathing. It was classic. He shuddered. Ah! And then he went back down the stairs as fast as he could. It was hysterical. Oh, Julie, instead of a cruise, I charter a fishing boat and catch salmon off the Tillamook Bay, Oregon, or San Mateo Bay, California. I get terribly seasick. I've been deep sea fishing and I've been on whale watching. I get seasick. I can't help it. I was seasick on the big cruise ship. But what I was saying is, I was telling Papa Jim, I was looking into it. We could fly down to New Orleans or fly into either Miami or Orlando, and we can do a 7-day Caribbean cruise. And right now, if you get an inside cabin, like the 5-day Caribbean cruise is only like $219 per person. And then if we got miles for airfare, I think we're going to be planning that coming up. We're going to fly down and take a cruise. I had the best cruise planned one time. Best cruise. Yes. Did someone say topless? I used to drive topless all the time. And before anybody gets all excited, it just meant that I had a convertible and I would put the convertible down and I'd drive around without the top on my car. It was great fun. I loved that car. I miss it. But I had the best cruise planned one time. When you book a cruise, look into the night owl room. See if you can find the night owl room. It'll be an interior room, so you won't have a window, and it's directly below the dance disco. I know it's not a disco, but you know what I mean. The party room, not a party room. You know what I mean. And so since they don't shut down all the music and the dancing stuff till like 2 a.m, it's noisy. So, but I'm not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock on a cruise anyways. I'm going to be up and doing things. So you get, hello, Lisa, welcome back. Yeah. And who doesn't like topless? I love riding in convertibles. That's what you thought I meant, huh, Major? I had a cruise planned where we're going to fly into Miami. We were going to stay at a hotel that would shuttle us to the pier, and then you could keep your car. Well, we wouldn't need a car. That was another trip. We were going to do a 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise, come back to port, stay on the ship, and do a 7-day Western cruise, and then fly home. Had it all planned out. Great prices because I had secured the night owl room, and then I got in a car accident. Some lady decided to T-bone me, and I ended up being injured. And are you going to make a funny noise? So we didn't go on a cruise. So I need to plan that again someday. And I know now this time to always make sure the Shriners are not booking a conference on your cruise ship before you go. So we'll see what I come up with. But for now, we're planning fun things. And I'm really excited to see where we end up. But I'm still plotting other things too. I've got a list, man. I've got a list started of places I want to go, people I want to see, things I want to do, because time is precious and I want to waste it wisely. So, you know, guys, we are at 1 hour and 30 minutes. Well, thank you, Charlene. I'm glad you're here. I hope I bring a smile to your face. We have a good time. And there'll be more good times ahead. Make sure you tune in on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, because my hubby's going to stuff my muffin. And if you don't know what that is, you need to be here. And the next time I get a piñata, it's not going to be a cupcake. It's going to be a taco. So then we can come on and say, my hubby going to stuff my taco. And then it's all innocent. It's all innuendos. We're just putting money into a piñata. Everybody calm down. So, but I'm going to go check on my chickens. Like I said earlier, it's -20 here with the wind chill. So I'm going to put the suns out. You can see it's sunshiny. So I'm going to go check on them, give them a little extra dose of corn so they can stay nice and warm throughout the day. And then I think I'm going to retire to my craft room and see what I can accomplish with my little ring light that I just got. Alicia, taco stuff and woman, you. Cheers. We'll see everybody else later. Yes, Lynn, thank you. Heather Lynn, Pam, thank you so much for being here. Charlene, come back, please. We'd love to welcome you here at the farm. And until I see you all again, hit me up, throw some things at me, what you want to see for crochet, or if you have trip ideas or anything else, I'm always willing to listen. And yes, tonight, Julie, I will soak my arm in some more Epsom salts. I'll go that route again and give it another try before I go back to the shots. But I will see everybody on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, so that we can stuff my muffin. Until then, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. End broadcast.